Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's unboxing video of the new Cardfight Vanguard trial deck, G-TD11, Divine Knight of Heavenly Degree. My name is James and I'll just be going through this box today. This is, as I'm a fan of Royal Paladin and Altmal himself, this is actually my personal deck that I'm opening for you today, so hopefully we get the hot stamp card in this one. There we go. So, get a little what they call a postcard. There's nothing really to write on, but yeah, it's pretty nice. And then get the starter guides. You get two of them. Well, one comes in this booklet, and the other is a much more simpler version, but it comes on the back of the playmat. It's not so much as a guide of how to play the game, but more a guide of like how to work your deck and how different bits work together for this specific deck. So it's pretty nice. Nice way to get new players to understand what they're doing. So, to the actual deck itself, naturally up front we have Blue Sky Knight Altmal, the grade 3, the main grade 3 of the trial deck. So, he has Continuous Generation Break 2. During your turn, all your units in the front row gain plus 5,000 power. And he also has the Auto Vanguard Circle, Counterblast 1. During your turn when your G unit strides, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 cards from your hand, call them to Rearguard Circle, choose up to two of your units, and they get plus 5,000 power until the end of turn. So this is a reprint of a one of the very early starter decks for the G series, where Altmar was the main grade 3 there. And some people don't understand why his second ability is good, and the reason why it's good is because the reason why he brings things out are so you can give things 5k. So if there's nothing on your field, and you did the counterblast and it was just give 5k to 2 units, it'd be pretty pointless if your field was empty. But this gives you the chance to fill your field up a little bit first, and then give the 5k to the units that are now there. So, unfortunately, no hot stamp for me today, but you get one foil and one non-foil. Then with the main stride of this starter deck, you have Divine Knight of Law Selphess. So he has Auto, Vanguard Circle, Soul Blast 1. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a number of your cards from your hand, bind them face down, choose one of your rear guards, and it gets 5,000 power until the end of turn. And at the end of turn, put the bound cards back into your hand. So the reason why this binding is good is because Altmal decks these days go around a keyword called Brave, and Brave activates when you have 3 or less cards in your hand. So this allows you to become brave while still keeping your cards nice and safe in the bind zone. So it is very useful, and you can use the critical trigger Bellinus to go into the soul when your Vanguard attacks to draw 1 card and then put all the cards into the bind zone. So you can do the extra draw then bind, which is very good. So you get 2 of him in this. Then on to our slightly less important grade 3s. Conspicuous Knight Conscienus. He has Auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle, Brave, Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of battle. And you get 4 of him. And then the other grade 3, just move that there, is Devout Volksdragon. Auto, Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1. When your other grade 2 or greater unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, this unit gets plus 3,000 power until the end of battle. So this grade 2 or greater thing is more to do with what old Altmal did back when he was new, but nowadays it works more with Brave. So if you're planning to go for Altmal but you don't want to go to Brave, this card may help you quite a bit. Then Ashgal, who is just a vanilla grade 2. Get 3 of him, 10k. And then Flying Swallow Knight, Klaus. Auto Generation Break 1. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if you have a Vanguard with Altmal in its card name, choose one of your other units, and until the end of turn, that unit and this unit get plus 2,000 until the end of turn. Then Auto Brave Rearguard Circle. When this unit attacks, hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, return this to your hand. The good thing about the second ability is it's not Generation Break 1, so you can use it early game. However, you do have to be brave at early game, which is not really a nice position you want to be in, but it does put you back out of Brave, so it is good. But I'm not sure if you'll find much use, but I think with all the power-ups that Altmar can give to the rear guards, I do think he does have a very good purpose. And you only get 2 of him, and one of them is foil. Then, Knight of Honesty Carausius. Vanguard Circle, Auto Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1, Counterblast 2. When this unit attacks, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 Grade 2 card, call it to Rearguard, shuffle your deck, and if that unit has the Brave ability, that unit gets plus 3000 until the end of the turn. So Counterblast 2 is very costly, and some people, well, most people would say that Knight of Twin Sword is the better option. Knight of Twin Sword, however, has to be boosted, and he doesn't give extra power to the unit. So either one, this is a good card, but he is a bit outclassed right now. But if you can't afford Knight of Twin Sword, because he is quite hard to get a hold of and quite expensive these days, this is a nice little alternative, but a very costly one unless you can find a good way to countercharge reliably. Knight of Resilience, Baldus. When this unit intercepts with Generation Break 1, this unit gets plus 10,000 power until the end, 10,000 shield until the end of battle. You get 2 of him. Knight of Respect, Deotus is Grade 1. Rearguard Circle, Counterblast 1, and retire this unit. When an attack hits a Vanguard during the battle that this unit boosted a unit with the Brave ability, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 card with the Brave ability, call it to Rearguard Circle, and shuffle your deck. So this is really good early game, because that's the sort of time when your opponent's more likely to let attacks go through, because they want Counterblast for their skills. So he is very, very handy, and he can get you an extra hit in very early on as well, or you can just set up your field nicely, and he's just really great. I really like this card. It is a bit costly with Counterblast 1 and retire him, but I do think it being early game makes it well worth it. Then Support Sorcerer of Damascus. On Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1, Brave, retire this unit. At the end of the turn, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card and countercharge 2. This is a very good card. It works well with Selphis, the Stride, as you can retire her before you put the bound cards back into your hand. It also works with the new Stride that's coming out in the character booster, Brave Lancer Dragon, as you're sort of going for a no hand, or if you had a little hand, then it becomes no hand because you have to drop so many cards. So she works really great then. And you can, if you're in a combo when you're at the end of the turn, when you're trying to draw as many cards as possible, always use her skill first, because if you choose to use something like Sarugal first, you draw 1 and then her Brave isn't active anymore. So it is very important to know that you should use her first. And as you can see, Altmar does counterblast a little bit, so having the countercharge 2 is actually really great. You only get 2 of her in this, unfortunately, but I'd always recommend getting more because she is a fantastic card. Then we have Knight of Tomahawk. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, this unit gets plus 2000 until the end of battle. And continues from the deck, Brave, this card gains plus 1 grade. So similar to Knight of Headwind Selim. I prefer Knight of Headwind Selim because his deck ability isn't Brave, but you do have to be in Brave to get the power boosts. So she becomes a 9k without having to be in Brave, so that's pretty nice. And then you get 4 of her. Then just the Perfect Guard, Walgull. Get 4 of that as well, very nice. The Forerunner, Knight of Discipline, Electos. He has Auto, Rearguard Circle, Generation Break 1, Counterblast 1, put this unit into your soul. At the beginning of the battle phase, you may pay the cost. If you do, draw a card, and the Brave abilities of your cards are active until the end of turn. So I'll quickly go through his second skill, but that skill is the main good thing about this card. Rest this unit when you're at Brave as an act. Choose one of your units and it gains plus 3000 until the end of battle. So the first ability is really nice, and there's this sort of big discussion which is better, Electos or Stius. I don't know which one I'd choose. I'm still working on it, and I'll have to do lots of playtesting first. But Electos is really good, putting your whole field at Brave until the end of turn, while you can still have like, I don't know, 7 cards in your hand, say, and you're still at Brave. And that works great for support Sorcerer of Damascus, because she'll be able to do the draw and counter charge anyway, but it is a counterblast 1, so it basically becomes just a counter charge 1 as well, in a way. But yeah, it's a really good Forerunner and a very good trial deck Forerunner, and I think it's very good. But Stius still has a place. Then for the vanilla critical trigger, Painful Blow Knight Gurgitus. Augment Sorcerer of Adamant is the draw trigger. You only get 2 of him. Blast Knight Gridausus is the stand trigger, get 4 of him. Knight of Pretty Sword is the heal trigger, get 4 of her. And lastly, Gliding Eagle, who is another draw trigger, but this time he has to put this into the soul, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 3000 till the end of battle. Pretty good. Choose one until the end of turn, you get 3000 power. Sorry. But yeah, it has got more use now because the cards that are coming out in the character booster tend to have a lot more soul blasting abilities. So having more cards that can go to the soul is great. There is Sharon if you choose to go for stands rather than draws, which is what I do. But yeah, you get 1 foil of him and 1 non-foil. And then lastly, which isn't really a card, which is why I said Gliding Eagle was lastly, it's just a sort of, well, it is a card, but it's not a playable card. It's called a clan card. You just sort of have it to show off a little bit. Have a nice picture of Altmal, full art, pretty good. And just says Royal Paladin United Sanctuary on the back. I quite like these little cards, and I'll definitely keep this around because Altmal is a great character. But yeah, that's it for TD11. If you're interested in TD12, which is the Asher deck for Tokaha, then I'll be doing that again. I'll be doing that today as well, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. And remember that everything you see here can be bought and sold on bigorbitcards.co.uk. Feel free to leave something in the comments section saying how you feel about these cards, or if you have any questions about the ruling, feel free to ask that too, and I'll try and answer it as best as I can. And so I hope to see you next time. Bye.